Today is Wednesday, April 21st. Our learning objectives for today are, if we have time, be able to identify and write statistical questions. And then what we are going to focus most of the day on is being able to find the mean, median, mode, and range when given a data set. If we have the time, we will create a statistical question, collect the data, and then find these four things from that data set. So we will again start with review of median and mean. We will continue through mean, mode, and range. Again, no homework this week because we are testing here at SI. You should have out a pencil, calculator, and your guided notes from yesterday. A quick review of median. Median is a measure of center of a numerical data set. So listing out the numbers of a data set and finding the number that is in the middle. Now, if your middle has two numbers, like this example here, you have to add the two numbers and divide it by 2. In this case, you might have been able to find the middle of 12 and 13 pretty easily, but sometimes they will not be that easy. So that's why we are telling you to add both numbers and divide by 2. That gives you the middle. The most important thing when finding the median is to make sure that your data set is in order from least to greatest. Least to greatest. And these problems that you did yesterday, we are from least to greatest. We are from least to greatest. But this question here was not from least to greatest. So what you needed to do was rewrite them in order from least to greatest, then find the median. We have to do that so everyone finds the same median. Reviewing then into mean. Mean is the same thing as average, which means we need to find a level data set for all data collected. So in this example, they have 4 days of snow. We find the mean by leveling out those 4 days. Here are the building blocks to show that. We have flattened them out. So we need to take a building block from day 2 and put it into day 1. We needed to take 2 blocks from day 3 and put it into day 4, so they were all level. Now the equation for solving this is adding up all the numbers in your data set and then dividing that by how many numbers you added up. Let's give an example of if we had, it's the wrong one. If we had a 0 here, it snowed 0 inches, do we need to add 0? Yes and no. The reason why yes is because we have to include all the numbers. The reason for no is because it's 0. Adding 0 does nothing for us. But what we divide by, this was 4 numbers here, but since I added a 0, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. So this would change to 5. Okay, even though 0 does nothing for the top value, you do need to use it for the bottom. At this time, I would like for you to solve for the mean of these 3 data sets. keep clicking the wrong one today. All right, solving for the mean of this one. I'm going to take 24 plus 27 plus 30 plus 31 plus 33 plus 35. I'm going to add all those up and divide it by what number? Yes, you will be dividing it by 6 because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers. So when we add up all those numbers, 24 plus 27 plus 30 plus 31 plus 33 plus 35, we get 180. Divided by 6 gives us an answer of 30. Letter B, we are going to add all those numbers up. So I'm going to take 43 plus 1 plus 89 plus, I can do plus 0, but it doesn't really do anything for me, so I'm not going to do it. But I will say plus 11 plus 2 plus 64. I messed it up on my calculator, so I'm going to redo it. 43 plus 1 plus 89 plus 11 plus 2 plus 64. That total on the top should be 210. Divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 210 divided by 7 is 30. Again, I included this 0 for my bottom number. Letter C. We should be taking 33 plus 9 plus 34 plus 28 plus 41 to get an answer of 145 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get our answer of 29. Okay, I will say this next problem is a difficult one. In this problem, it says a tour guide created a report that shows the revenue of his tourist agency for 1 week. He went to post his report. He smudged a value on the table. What is the missing value? So we know our revenues of Sunday through Thursday and Saturday, but we do not know Friday's amount of revenue. The other piece of information we know is the mean daily revenue. Take this time to see if you can find the value of Friday. To solve for this problem, what we need to do is work backwards. We have the mean daily revenue is $4,400. There's 7 days in a week, so what we need to do is take 4,400 and multiply it by 7. That is going to give us 30,800. This is the value that all of these days need to add up to be. So all of our revenue needs to total 30,800 because this is our mean times each day. That's the total amount of revenue. What we then do is we add up Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. and that is 25,800. So we take the total of what it needs to be, and we minus all the days besides Friday, which is 25,800, to get an answer of $5,000 on Friday. Okay. This next part. Why is the mean affected more by stray data values than the median is? So first, a stray data value is a data point that is not close to any of the other data points. So an example would be our class averages on a test. We could have a 95%, we have a 90%, we have an 85%, an 86%, a 20%, and an 80%. Our stray data value here would be 20, because 20 is not close to any of these other numbers. So the mean is affected more in this problem because we have to add all of these numbers, including the 20, and then dividing it by all of these numbers. So this low number is going to bring all of them down. It's just like the example of our blocks. If one of them is really, really low, we're going to have to take blocks from other ones to compensate to get that flat level. And then the median is not affected because 20 is here right away. Then I think the highest was 95. I'm sorry, I had to delete them. And the rest were filled in super close to 95, but we cross out 20 right away. And then all of our other data set are pretty close to each other. So it's not affected as much. Okay, two more things to go over here. We have the mode. Mode is the number that shows up the most, or the most common number. So go ahead and find the mode of this data set. All right, the mode would be 5. 5 shows up the most. It shows up 3 times. I want to give a separate example here. If I were to put the number 3 in this data set again, 3 shows up 3 times, and 5 shows up 3 times. What would the mode be? It would be 3 and 5. Okay, it's both of them. Lastly, the range. Range is pretty simple here. The range is the spread of our data from the lowest to the highest value in the distribution. So our lowest number here is 3 to our highest number, which is 15. That's one way to write the range, or sometimes they want you to actually find the difference of the two, so 15 minus 3, which equals a range of 12 numbers. I'm okay with either of these. Depending on the question, that's how you solve for them. That should be your lessons for mean, median, mode, and range. As always, if you have questions, make sure you're reaching out to your math teacher.